Hello, two heads up here. Welcome to another Making Money with PVM guide. This time it's brine rats, if you haven't already figured that out. So brine rats, let's briefly talk about how to get to brine rats. So you need to at least have started the Olaf's quest. It's a very easy quest with minimal requirements. Um, so yeah, definitely recommend doing that quest entirely instead of just starting it. Get quest points, good quest reward, real easy quest. Alright, so let's talk about brine rats and of course the loot. Okay, so the loot is the predominant source of your money when killing these guys will be made from death runes and noted sharks. You see, I've only killed a couple and I've already got 14 death runes. Death runes are labeled as an uncommon drop. If they're common, you would literally get like one out of every 2 kills. It's more like, it's an uncommon drop table. It's like 1 out of every 5 kills or so are death runes. Let's see if this raw shark is noted. Yep, there's some of the noted raw sharks. That's also an uncommon drop. And the brine saber is in its own section of the drop table and is labeled as very rare. So I don't recommend wearing Ring of Wealth because it won't help you get a brine saber if that's what you're looking for. And a downside of the Ring of Wealth is, if you don't already know, it allows you to get more coin drops. So instead of getting more death runes and shit, you'll get more coins, which is, a bad idea. This is one case where the Ring of Wealth just works completely against your favor. So let's talk about several ways of camping these. So you have a Slayer task. You don't really need it. You just want to do these for a Slayer task. I've already made a guide on that. You just bring a few DBA supersets and some food, and you're good to go. If you want to camp these, there are actually several different ways of doing it. Obviously, there's Bones to Peaches tabs, or the spell. You just pick up the bones when your food's out, use it, and you can stay down here as long as you like. Another method is Guthans, one which I don't recommend because these guys don't have a lot of health, and you'll get fewer kills with Guthans because it's so slow. So Guthans is an option, it's just one I don't recommend. Another option is these guys actually drop unnoted food. They drop unnoted sharks and unnoted, am I going to get crashed here? Probably. And unnoted, I think that's it. But they also drop rat meat, of course. You can cook that shit. But you can just bring a few logs and a tinderbox, and you're good to go. Another option is you can just pick up the raw food. And if you remember doing the Olaf's quest, there is a fire next to Olaf, and you can just simply cook them on the fire there. So let's talk about brine rats in general. They're very squishy, you hit just about every time. And they don't hit you very often, but they do have the potential to hit you hard. I think they max like an 8, maybe a 9. I think it's a 9 though. But you can see I'm in World 1. Yeah, I just got crashed, but these guys spawn very fast in World 1. So World 1 is probably the only place where you can do this with more than one person being here. Otherwise, this is actually it's not very crowded. So you can find pretty much an open world anywhere and camp these, and there's plenty of them to camp. Guess other things, I think. Alright, let's talk about range and maging these guys. So, if you look around here, you see a lot of rocks, and you may think, yeah, these are safe spots, and you're right. You can definitely range and mage these guys. And it wouldn't be bad experience, compared to something like blue dragons, which, yeah, they're weak to range, but they still have very high defense. They're not, and then you gotta wait for them to spawn. They're not good experience at all. But these guys, they spawn, have a high spawn rate, they have low defense, there's lots of them. It's a great way to train range or magic. If you train range with iron knives or something if you're at that stage. But as for a method of training range, safe spotting is a real inefficient way of gaining experience because you waste a bunch of time getting into that safe spot and then running back and picking up the loot and then repeating the process. That's very time consuming. And it's one I don't recommend. That's why I made a ranging guide on things like blood velds, where you can wear full range gear, have a shit ton of magic defense, and don't have to worry about safe spotting because you're not going to get hit relatively often. So yeah, as you can see, I've only been killing these for a few minutes, and I've already got 42 death runes. They also drop blood runes, just not very frequently. But yeah, a very overlooked method of making money. I mean, you can get 100 death runes in probably 20 minutes of killing these guys, and that's like 22K right there in 20 minutes. So it's probably your total money that you're going to make is probably going to be around very easily 100K an hour. I would not be surprised. And it's fantastic experience, and they're also a great Slayer task. And that's pretty much all I have to say about Brine rats. Thanks again for watching. Hopefully this was informative and gave you another great idea of making money with PVM. Until next time, I'll see you guys. Greatly appreciate those likes. This is a series I'm really trying to get off the ground. Okay, bye.